Americans for Tax Reform President Grover Norquist. Grover, and let's talk about the gas tax holiday too, but what say you? Good morning.
Why in the world would anyone raise taxes as we're facing a recession? We had a lousy quarter last quarter. We're either in a recession or heading into one. Biden himself, our friend Barack Obama, several times said you never raise taxes during a recession. And Manchin, who is the Democrat they're hoping to squeeze to get a multi-trillion-dollar spending and tax plan through, when he ran for office, said that he would never raise taxes during a recession. And he said that he would never, he couldn't look the people of West Virginia in the eye and vote for a tax increase unless he could tell them the government was spending their money wisely. One of the things that he knows and we know that over the last year, the $2 trillion that was spent didn't increase the number of people working. It did keep people from working. Certainly wasn't spent wisely, and a great deal of it was stolen. So why would Manchin throw away his reputation that he built up for decades in West Virginia and vote against West Virginia and for Nancy Pelosi and Schumer? Why would any Democrat vote for a tax increase now?
What about voting for a gas tax holiday? That's what President Biden has proposed 3 months throughout the summer. But not even people in the Democrat Party can get on board with it because, again, it's about 4%, that 18.4%. Federal gas tax is about 4%, even less than the national average for gasoline at the moment. And it's just impossible to do, and it would need congressional approval.
Biden is in a difficult position. He created this inflation by printing too much money, spending too much money, constricting supply, shutting off the energy production that we had for the previous administration, shutting down pipelines, all the things that drive prices up and inflation up. He needs to do something other than say, I screwed up, because he's evidently not capable of that. Remember the Happy Days TV show where Fonzie, the entire show, couldn't say I was wrong. The half hour is all Fonzie not being able to say I was wrong. Biden is not able to say I was wrong, so he grabs at anything. It's Putin's fault. It's greedy people's fault. Now, if we cut the 18 cents tax on gasoline, then you would really notice that you would no longer notice that gasoline went from $2 up to $5. Biden is just grasping at straws, and you can't fix something until you recognize you caused this problem. The Democrats created this inflation with the spending and the threats of taxes, and to put taxes on top of this weak economy would be a disaster.
Angela Morbido, get in here.
Good morning, Grover. So as you well know, this administration has gone from inflation isn't happening to inflation is transient to inflation is Russia's fault. Yep. And now to inflation is somehow pinned on the wealthy. And it seems like the one tool in their toolkit is either spend more or tax people they really just don't like. So what is the right answer here as the left seems to run out of excuses?
Well, we lived through this with Jimmy Carter's inflation. He got a great deal of inflation going. He had tax increases. He had spending. Reagan came in, reduced the rate of spending from where it was, cut tax rates to give us economic growth, deregulated trucking and airlines and railways, tremendous deregulation in the country. So he did two things. And then he slowed down the growth of the money supply, or the Federal Reserve did with his approval. We need to stop printing so much money, but that will contract the economy and give us a recession. So you need to have something that's pro-growth. Biden has no pro-growth policies that he's put forward. He wants to raise taxes. He wants to raise corporate taxes on American businesses and workers higher than China's. Why would you ever want to have your tax rates higher than China, higher than Europe? We would be uncompetitive with the rest of the world on tax policy if we got the higher corporate rates, that taxes on businesses that Biden's talking about.
Grover, good to see you this morning, always. Grover Norquist.